hosts of this podcast are in no way experts of any kind in any field. They are in no way qualified to give advice on anything for any reason. Please do not attempt to recreate anything that is said by these delinquents. Listening to this podcast is ill-advised.
No.
Because if I had the ability to do the things I can't, then the things I don't know how to do wouldn't be possessing the ability not to. Yeah, anyways.
The things that you didn't know how to do wouldn't be possessing the ability. You're applying...
The fact that you actually could repeat what I said, even though I don't even remember what I said the second I finished it, with our powers combined... We could fucking rule the world.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Quick, Chris, confuse them. And just say a quote. Meanwhile, you'll be picking a lock or something like that.
I'm picking a lock? Why do I gotta be the fucking criminal? You're the brown one.
Would still be considered a RICO violation.
That's
according,
true, yeah.
According to how things are going now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Hey, Anthony.
Ni hao.
Well, I heard the word possession, and I thought like you were talking about like demonic possession. So I'm like, wait, what? I thought we were going there.
As a Catholic and as a Mexican, on two levels, I'm afraid of possessions. That shit's real, man.
I mean, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough evidence.
Do you want to? Is that even something you would want to? Please scare the crap out of my soul.
I mean, if it's gonna be something that you want to convince me of, then the burden of proof is on you. You have to show me convincing evidence.
But what if you walk through that?
Other than The Exorcist.
But what if you walk through that door, but you don't come back, like mentally? Oh, you know, that's a good segue. Like, what if people who are crazy? How do you not know people who are crazy aren't possessed? How do you know?
Like possessed by demons?
I don't know, possessed by anything.
Like crazy demons?
Maybe. Not even crazy demons, like mean demons.
Like demons that just piss themselves?
No, demonic demons. Like the ones...
Demonic demons? Is that what you just said?
Well, they could... Shut up.
What the fuck?
Shut up.
I think...
The really demonic ones...
I mean, not the friendly ones, you know, not the like, you know,
the good
not
demons.
The friendly ones that come by and give you advice at night. Let you talk to Gran, you know, with the Ouija board, you know, give you little messages, you know.
Speaking of demonic possessions, God damn it! What is the movie? Paranormal Activity.
Don't be hitting the table when you remember.
Activity. I watched Paranormal Activity again for the other day, and that movie is still like, even though I know it's bullshit, it's still just as fucking creepy.
But why is it creepy if you know it's bullshit? If you know it's let me ask you a question. I don't want to say anything.
But you just did.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Shut up, Anthony. So, okay, hold on. I want to stop. You watched a show that you knew was bullshit, but it still scared you. That means deep down inside, there's still a deep-seated fear that it could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then how would you be scared? Like, there's no
I'm
way...
not ruling it out. I'm saying I don't believe demonic possession is real. I'm saying I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
I'm saying...
Why don't you just say that?
I'm on the fence.
Okay.
Fucking...
Just...
God.
But what side are you hanging off of?
The middle.
Okay.
I've got the picket right up my ass.
You're in the middle side.
Yes, the middle side.
Picket in your ass. Oh,
You have it in betwixt.
Betwixt the cheeks. Yes, betwixt the cheeks. But no, like that kind of shit. If I were to see like a real life Paranormal Activity, then that would convince me.
It's gotta be the good ones. Anthony, do you believe in Paranormal Activity?
I will admit that movie that he's talking about is probably one of the top scary movies that kind of gets to me. I think it's just because the fact that it's so relatable, so real.
Mm-hmm.
Is what makes the scare factor so good. But the thing I think is interesting is it's one of like top grossing like horror movies compared to like what they spent.
Yeah.
Like I think they only spent like 600,000 or something like that, or maybe $500,000, and they made like
I think they spent like
10 or 15 million dollars.
I think they spent
Yeah,
like
they spent a very low
$12,000
amount.
something like that.
Yeah,
It was
nuts.
stupid cheap.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah.
Look it up while you guys.
I-
Once the shit made.
It's
But see-
probably I'm probably way the fuck off.
But here's the
yeah.
thing, like I think if you're gonna like go and actually see true possessions, you can't like go and like the Bronx, on Maple Avenue on the 4th floor of some apartment complex. You got to go to like Haiti. You need to go to like somewhere down there, where the devil's devilin', man. I'm talking
Where
about
the devil is
where
devil.
the witchin's witching. Where the witch is witching, man. You got to get down there in the good stuff, the bottom of the barrel.
You know what I want to go see?
Hmm.
I want to go to the catacombs of the Vatican. And I want to unlock that door. And I want to see what's behind that shit.
Isn't that like if you light a match, it blows out? Like you can't light a match inside the catacombs?
I don't know.
I think so. I think there's
I've
something.
never heard that.
No, there's some science to that because I think it's like the spirits.
There's
just-
always some fucking
the
science.
spirits
to
are
it.
just but that's
No, but that's where like they say like all the secrets to the fucking world are hidden and shit like that.
well,
I'm sure the Ark is there and
I don't know how that has anything to do
So
with exorcisms and possessions.
I feel
but-
like if there was proof of demonic possessions, it would be in the archives
okay.
of the Vatican.
Well, Anthony's got something to tell us.
Anthony, what you got?
Well, no, I was just gonna throw out there that I got some numbers finally, but according to Wikipedia, which I'm sure that's never wrong.
No,
It says
Never.
production was 215,000 and it made 194 million.
Yeah, that's what I said. 215,000.
that's pretty close.
Yeah.
12,000 my ass. Thank you, Anthony, for providing.
Well, actually, the post production was 15,000, but total they spent was 215,000.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
You feel a little bit better. You
215,000.
feel a little bit better.
Yeah. So I was what experts would say dead nuts on.
Hey, why didn't you? This thing was about to fall off,
What
man.
the fuck are you doing?
This thing would
man?
have. This is not good production, man. This would have just fell.
Well, it's your side. You're responsible for your own side.
Man, this was
On top of that, I feel like you've touched that microphone and moved it like 20 times since we started.
Yeah,
He has, Anthony.
Ni hao.
He's been
Okay.
been trying to impress everybody with his fucking Chinese and slapping the microphone. That's all he's done. the
It went to
entire
sleep
episode.
again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And his dick's asleep. Congratulations.
I do want to thank you for the update on that one.
Yeah.
We really.
So okay,
We were all
so
waiting for it.
The real question is, who's gonna wake it up?
okay.
Well,
let's
hopefully
just let's just. I
Poltergeist
want to
kinda
cap
goes.
this. I want to cap this
Okay.
possession and exorcism stuff.
It's 9/10 of the law.
Yeah. Well, if you walked in and you have that heavy feeling, I think that's part of it, man. I think the spirits just soak you up, man. They're just like a wet blanket on a hot summer day. You know what I mean? It's just
That's
all
what
over
Marty
you.
McFly was talking about when he was always talking about heavy.
Yeah.
Back to the Future was about demonic possession.
I mean, think about it. How else are you going to be able to escape time and be able to reappear? That's the
You have
devil's.
to travel to another realm,
Yeah,
like the Nether in
Well,
Minecraft.
that's the devil's special number 5 right there, man.
Devil's Special number 5. Holy
Well,
shit!
it's a dimension. You gotta travel to another dimension.
And what is
Exactly.
what does
That's how
dimension
they do it.
rhyme with? Demonic.
It doesn't rhyme, but I see where you're going with it.
You're right. It doesn't rhyme.
Doesn't
It's
rhyme
not-
at all.
the first-
Very similar sound.
The first part's
Yeah.
all on it, man. The first part's 100% dimension, demonic.
the first 3 letters are very similar,
The root word is dimen.
but every time, every time Marty McFly is like, "Man, that's heavy, Doc." He's talking about, okay, the spirits are heavy in the room right now.
You just made a funny and didn't realize it. His name is Marty McFly, but every time Marty McFlies, because he flies in the car,
Uh huh.
get it? Marty McFlies. every time Marty McFlies to a new dimension? Well, I thought it was funny.
Or maybe, I mean, hear me out, and I could be wrong, but maybe he's referring to actual weight and gravity being heavy due to the situation.
Could be. No, that
I
sounds,
see where you're going with that,
sounds boring.
but you're totally fucking wrong. He's obviously talking about
Demons.
demons.
Yeah.
Anthony, I feel like that's obvious at this point.
Have you seen? Okay, and even in the movie, like look at Doc. Doc looks, I mean, completely stressed out. His hair is completely just all over the place. His eyes are. He's like. It's almost kind of like in the bird box, or what are the bird in the box? What's it called?
Oh God.
Bird Box?
Bird
You
box.
just said it. It's Bird Box.
Okay,
Yeah,
I couldn't,
yeah.
I couldn't remember what it
Said
was.
it like 3 times.
The birdie box. But you remember the guys that were crazy? They could see what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's Doc Brown. Like he's at that constant stage, like where he's like constantly freaking out and he's seeing things. How else are you going to make the flux capacitor?
The flux capacitor.
Yeah,
That is
He's-
what makes time travel possible.
but he saw some shit.
But
to make
here's
that
the
happen.
deal. You know what I'm getting from this conversation?
Huh.
Doc is always wearing what?
A white coat.
A white lab coat. White symbolizing purity, peace, and angelicness. So Doc Brown is an angel. Marty McFly is a mere mortal of the world,
Yeah.
traversing between the realms, between Earth and hell. And
Yes.
Doc Brown, the angel, is guiding him.
And the future is purgatory.
And the future is purgatory.
Yeah.
Don't
'Cause
know how
that's-
you came to that conclusion, but I like it.
Catholicism.
Catholicism.
That's how I can. I mean, that's
right.
easy.
That's right. Easy.
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 Yep, sure, why not? Let's run with it. Let's just say that when they did actually travel through time, that Doc accidentally went to a different dimension while trying to figure out how to go back through time, and instead wound up in a different plane of existence, which allowed him to realize that ghosts and demonic possessions exist.
I see. That's pretty sound.
Sounds like
dude.
there's some science to
Yeah,
this.
dude. That's.
Where does the
that's-
Wild West fit into this scenario?
I think that's almost heaven, because I think you have to regress from the worldly pleasures and the worldly things, and when you go back to the West where there's the simplicity of life, I think that's the symbolic heaven.
I feel like the Wild West is purgatory
No.
because they can't escape it.
No, what did we identify that Doc Brown was,
An angel
and where did
or an angelic figure,
and where did Doc Brown
possibly
and where did,
God.
and where did Doc Brown end up going and staying at the end of the movie? In the West.
That's true.
So that clearly is the heaven.
Okay.
It's free of
No, because he escaped. He figured out a way to get out of the West, remember?
but he
At the
goes
very
back
end?
to it at the end.
He doesn't.
No, you don't know where he goes to the future.
Oh shit, you're right.
At the very end.
That's right. He goes.
Yeah.
Because he's got the time traveling train, and him and his wife, Lorraine.
So maybe
Yeah,
the,
his kids,
the
Vaughn and
time the time wormhole situation area is heaven. The plane in which you're traversing time is heaven.
No, that's
No?
purgatory.
Okay.
That's purgatory.
Okay. Now I'm starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt my head a
It's
little
purgatory.
bit. What I do know
Yeah.
is that Biff is Satan.
Oh, for sure.
Satan.
100%.
Biff is Satan.
100%.
Biff, Griff,
And
fucking McRib, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself.
and
is
I think
Satan.
either that or
Pal.
oh no, it's Quran. Who remember in Boondock Saints, the Agent Pecker said that the coins were on their eyes because it was the fairy that took them over the river of Styx.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Biff is death. He's Hades, or not Hades. He's the guy who takes them over the river of Styx, and the river is that tunnel, and the boat is the car, and Marty was holding on to it as he went through that tunnel to the River Styx. Let that soak in.
The car is
The boat.
The boat?
With a ferry.
The DeLorean?
No, remember the old car that Biff's driving when he's driving down that tunnel? That tunnel
I gotcha.
is that transfer lane.
I gotcha. But they still encounter Biff and or Griff and or Death and or Satan
Yeah, I think he's just
several
Satan.
more times.
Yeah, I think it's Satan. That's true. The many
And-
faces
Well,
of Satan.
it just depends on the.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends on the timeline that you see Biff, because the other versions of Biff could just be a hurdle in life you haven't quite accomplished or gotten through.
It's true.
So Biff
It
is
could
the
be symbolic for
struggle.
that.
The struggle.
Yeah,
I think that's more
Biff
appropriate.
is like the struggle you're dealing with,
Good call.
Okay.
the struggle of life.
Struggle of life.
Because I mean, because if you think about it, because he had the actual casino, so there's gambling and addiction.
Yeah.
You know, and then he had lust, which was he was trying to steal Lorraine.
Yeah.
He was trying to get with his mom or whatever. And then you had man, I was really trying to put this together. I can't. And then you have vitality, which is when you see him as an old man, and he's trying to still get back
And
his youth.
you also see him as Mad Dog. Is it Mad Dog? Is his Biff's cowboy name?
But it's like Griff or something like that.
Yeah.
It changes. It changes
No.
in the Wild West.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah, well, that could be the struggle. That could be the struggle of society or something. You know what I mean?
Plus
Because
greed.
he was always
he
fighting
hogs,
with everybody.
He hogs all the manure.
It's very true.
He hogs all that manure. He
All
takes
for
it,
himself.
He gets it all in his car
No,
and he
the
takes it all
casino
home.
fits.
Yeah.
The casino fits greed. I feel like better
Ah,
because he was trying to buy up all the properties.
yeah,
like,
but I
that
think
whole
we're
area
gonna
was
go with the
slums.
manure. I feel like the manure is.
He didn't share any of that shit, man.
He didn't share any. He took it all. He even had some in his mouth.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Where was that manure going?
I don't know. Is there any farms near Twin Pines?
I don't know, but like even in the future, wasn't there manure in the future? No, it was just in the past that he gets into it, right?
Mhm. It was right past that tunnel.
I mean, like I'm sure the guy was like, "Hey, we're gonna go make a detour in the center of town." Or
And I'm pretty sure it was like at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, somewhere later in the evening.
no,
What's that truck driver doing?
it was in the morning.
Was it in the morning?
Yeah, I think so, or at least mid-afternoon.
Oh,
Wasn't in the evening.
it was at night.
For what? What are you talking about again?
When Biff ran into that manure truck.
He did it twice. He did it once when they were at the diner and he was on the skateboard, and they did it again after the tunnel. It was at night one time, during the day the first time was during the day, second time was at night.
And the Wild West was the night one.
No, that was all
Okay,
when they went back
Jesus
to the
Christ.
80s
You're
or
like,
the 60s or whatever
no.
it was, like that, or 1885. That's when they went to 1885.
Does anybody else here like feel like whoever missed out on the pepperoni pizza and was stuck with like the bell pepper pizza was probably pissed? Because like that pepperoni pizza looked freaking good. But like if you weren't quick to the draw, man, you were stuck with the bell pepper pizza out of that little microwave.
Honestly, like now that I'm an adult, hey, bell pepper pizza.
Not just a bell pepper. I mean, I felt like it was just
It's
like
true.
you
But
know, they could have mixed it up a little bit.
I mean, true. But I mean, if you can fucking microwave a little disc for 2 seconds and have a full fucking pizza, just pop another one in the microwave.
What do you think, Anthony? Where the hell did we go with this?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I was gonna throw out like some real science. Like, how about we talk about something that's not.
Where are we at? How
Bro,
weird.
first of all, fuck real science. We don't want to hear that shit on this podcast.
real science?
Oh no, you have to hear some real science. I gotta throw it at you. I
Okay,
gotta
go.
throw it at you. Like what? In the news, I've read that we're supposed to be going back to the moon. Like, what do you think about that?
Oh, we don't need to.
Uh,
India already did.
Yeah.
You see
India.
the?
No, it crashed.
Yeah, I was gonna say they crashed.
I
Well, no,
it's-
the Russian.
That
one
was
crashed.
Russia.
Russia crashed. India has just become a fucking meme. That's all. That's all India has accomplished is basically the whole fucking 7-Eleven on the moon meme. That's it.
I didn't know they had a space program.
I didn't know they had a space program either, but
I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like, where was this at?
It's probably. I'm pretty sure they designed and built it in one of those call centers and probably just launched for one of those.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Like they have trouble. They have trouble up on the moon, and they got to call back down. Like it's not Houston.
No.
Like what do you call
Mumbai.
Mumbai? And you got to call down to Mumbai
I
for
don't,
help.
I don't know. If
and then
I don't know if that's correct. I probably shouldn't say that. 'cause I
well,
don't-
whatever. You got to call down for help, and like they want you to go to Target and buy a bunch of gift cards before they even fucking help you.
I'm
Just
sure-
trying to fucking scam you.
Can you imagine if the spaceship had like when it took off, like in the air, like you see all the sponsors on top of the ship? It's gonna be sponsored by the Geek Squad, Norton Security, McAfee.
United Emiratis,
It's like all the companies that
Royal
they call.
Caribbean.
I'm talking. All the companies they try to impersonate. Okay, go. Sorry.
I don't know. That's crazy to me.
I didn't know they had
I
a
mean,
space program.
so I guess my question to you guys: do you think we went to the moon in the first place? Do you think we actually were the first?
Look,
Do you,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you tackle this. I got my.
I'm a pretty big conspiracy theorist, but yeah, I believe we did. I think we went to the moon. I think all that shit is real. I mean, within reason. Like any evidence I've seen, any evidence that's been brought up as proof that we have not been to the moon, I feel like has been refuted at this point. And at this point, I think NASA just wants to go back just to fucking prove it to everybody. Like, yeah, we did lose all the information, but it's because the moon is a fucking rock. Like, we've studied what we need to study. What else can you study from the moon?
Okay, see, that's my point. You imagine hearing from. Okay, let me put this. Okay, I need a good example. Okay, here's a good example.
Get an example.
I'm gonna
I'd
get a
like
good
to-
example. Let's say.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to recap Jared real quick, just to make sure I understood it correctly.
All right, go ahead.
You think that we never went in the first place, which is why we're going back now.
No, I do think we've been. I think we went, and I think Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. I think there's a rover on the moon. I think our flag is on the moon. I think all that shit is real. I can see I can see why people would think it's fake. Just the convenience of it all to, appease
Okay,
the American public and beat Russia to the moon and all this
No.
stuff.
No.
But no, I think
Okay.
it's legit.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna propose two things to you guys, and I'm not saying I don't believe we went to the moon because people who don't believe that are dumb, but I'm gonna argue the counterpoint. Okay.
But hold on,
Okay.
people that
Was so close about to start. I've never felt more enraged in my life right now. I was like, how can you get that close in stopping me? Like, I'm surprised I didn't just pass out. Like, I'm not prepared. I'm not built to be interrupted. I interrupt.
the look on your face, I know. I know it just fucking dug under your skin.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
so you're saying you think that people that think we haven't been to the moon are dumb. That's what you're saying. That's your
I think
opinion.
if you're just gonna say, like, oh, it didn't happen, and you leave it at that, yeah, those people are dumb.
Okay.
You gotta have some like reason behind it. Okay. So Anthony, hear me out. Have you ever heard somebody go to an amazing restaurant one time and no one went there to see how great it was afterwards? No, because if somebody went to the best restaurant in the whole wide world, it's always been there. It's always been available to be eaten in. And nobody ever went to go into that restaurant to try it out, except for a handful of people. And they came out saying this was amazing, life-changing. I can't look at food the same way now.
Okay.
And they shut the door and nobody else went back. Nobody else has gone back in there to eat. Nobody who went in there to say, you know what? I tried it too. I ate the same thing he had, sat in the same seat he sat, and looked at the same painting on the wall. That was a great restaurant. Nobody else has gone to the moon. Why? Why would somebody go and I'm not done. Hold on, Anthony. Why would somebody go somewhere so life-changing that's so close and nobody wants to go back, cared to go back? And one more thing. We have telescopes that can look at planets out of our solar system. When's the last time you saw a picture from somebody's telescope in their own backyard looking at the flag that's on the moon?
I don't know. I haven't looked for
There isn't
images
any.
like that.
I haven't seen any, so that means there's not any.
Okay.
Are we people? Why? Tell me why the Robertsons and their badass telescope hasn't aimed at the moon and can say, "Yep, there it is, right there. I can see it. It's just looking all weird."
It's looking all weird. The flag or the rover? What are we talking about?
Either
Looking
one
all
of them.
weird.
Either one. If we have telescopes that can look, so far outside our galaxy, tell me we should be able to look at the moon and see the dust print, assuming it hasn't blown away. We should be able to count the stars, look in there and count the stars on the flag. If we have telescopes that can look at outside our galaxy, why haven't we done that with ours? Why haven't we done that?
I mean, I think
It's not because it's not on the fucking moon. It's not there.
You don't think it's there?
Why hasn't somebody already seen it?
One, we've gone back to the moon. I think there were several missions.
Not moonwalks.
I don't know if there's another moonwalk, but
I'm not aware of any other moonwalk. Are you, Anthony?
But
Yeah, there were multiple Apollo missions.
On the moon?
So like I feel like there was like 3 questions you asked. So question number
there's
one,
a lot
why
more than
wouldn't
that.
somebody
I
go
didn't
back?
ask questions.
Oh, there was a ton.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah, that's
the first one was why wouldn't somebody go back if it was that great of a place? Well, because it costs $257 billion to do it. So it's the greatest food ever, but are you willing to spend $257 billion to experience it?
yeah. Granted, I mean, that's my opinion. As for why nobody's taken a telescopic image of the flag on the moon, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if nobody has done that.
I have never seen somebody. I've never gone to a barbecue and say, "Hey, we just threw some hot dogs, but before they come off the grill and eat, you want to come take a look at the moon? I got it all queued up for you."
What was the last? Who do you know that has a fucking telescope?
Actually, his dad has one, and I went to his dad's backyard a long time ago as a kid, and I actually saw Saturn. It was amazing.
Okay.
But that was also back then when telescope technology, I'm sure, wasn't as advanced as they are now.
Well, it
we
also
have privately owned telescopes.
The moon has to be in the right position, and the Earth has to, wherever you are on the Earth, has to be in the right position to look at a flag that's standing and count the stars. But I would imagine if it's there, it could be done.
Of course it can be. Of course it can.
Oh my gosh.
But also,
What did he find? What'd you find?
Well, just to throw more facts at you, that there was a total of 6 Apollo missions that actually landed on the moon, and there's a total of 12 people that actually got to walk on the moon.
Well, why wasn't there 13? Tell me that.
Because that's an unlucky number, dumbass.
No. Baker's dozen. Never heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why bakers don't make that much money.
I know.
They're just giving
They're
shit away.
They're not going to fund the space mission that way.
Fuck no. They can't afford it. What do you think?
It's
They're
only
India?
because it's only because the lunar lander could only fit 2 people, so it landed 6 times. So
well, I understand where India gets their space funding. You know, there's enough call centers out there doing their thing.
From our senior citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Target gift cards and Applebee gift cards. I get it.
Who would have thought that's what they were using all of them for?
I get it. I understand. It
Fuck.
makes sense. But maybe
God.
we need to take a page out of their book.
We need to contact that scam alert guy on YouTube and be like, hey, they're doing good shit with that money.
Oh, yeah.
Let them scam our old people.
Okay, but Anthony, riddle me this: like, why haven't we been able to look at the moon in our telescopes, in the capacity of which our telescopes can operate? Why hasn't anybody shined up at the moon, or not shined up, pointed it to the moon and look at the flag for themselves? I mean,
Anthony, I would be curious
they're-
if you could do a Google search and see if you could find images of the flag on the moon from Earth.
yeah.
So I did that, and you can't find images of the
Of course you can.
flag from
one
Earth
point to Chris.
because it's standing up, so it's kind of hard to see because the moon doesn't move.
Chris
It's
Yeah,
it
Chris is
doesn't
scoffing
spin
right now.
It just spins around the Earth.
Oh,
Right. So there's a dark side of the moon. There's a light side of the moon. So the flag is not moving. The flag's in one spot, never moving. But the whole thing itself moves around the
Oh
Earth.
wow, it's not moving.
Um,
you think
but-
it'd be easy to
but-
find? I bet you I know where it didn't go. Out of the fucking
but
position
I-
it was in.
The other pictures you can find though is you can see the footprints and the
Boom.
tracks of where that vehicle drove on the moon. So you do have
Irrefutable,
pictures of that.
Okay.
irrefutable fucking evidence.
Yeah. You know why you can see the dust mark? I can make the same pinche dust marks in the back of my backyard. Okay? No, that's bullshit. If you can see the footprints, you can see that because it's standing like this. No, that's crap. That's crap. I'm sorry.
What Chris is trying to tell you is there is not some science to that.
There is not
There
science
is
to your
not
response.
some science to that.
The flag is so resolute and so straight and not. And you just said it yourself. The moon doesn't move. It doesn't even move. Okay. I'm being serious. That's
It
bullshit.
doesn't even have a brush.
It's funny you
the moon
said
doesn't
that.
spin.
It's funny you said that, but you said it incorrectly. But
I
I
know.
used the same. I was talking to my brother, and my brother was like, it doesn't have this. I was like, he doesn't even have a paintbrush, dude. You and I, man, like, God, I love you.
It's like we got the glow or something.
Fuck, man. That's just insane. For two people within the same zip code, I mean, who are friends, to use the same very rare reference.
I think we should go to the moon and plant a flag that can be seen
It is
from Earth.
of a paintbrush.
It just says he does not even have a paintbrush.
He got no moves. He can't. Anyway, so
Show enough.
yeah, Anthony, I'm sorry, but it doesn't exist.
Here you go. Here's a plot twist for you. There's a conspiracy theory out there that the moon is fake. That the moon has never been referenced in medieval times and that it was built and is essentially an observatory for earthlings and that it is hollow, and if you were to shoot a nuke at the moon, it would make a loud ringing sound.
I kind of believe it because here's the deal. Show me that it's real. Prove to me the moon's real.
There was one time
Prove to you
that
that's real.
if
Yeah.
I could have just reached up and taken it, I would have.
Yeah, Anthony. Anthony, for real.
Just grabbed it.
Prove to me the moon is real.
Okay, well, we can do it.
We don't have enough time.
But I'm gonna need something from you, though. I'm gonna need something from you. I'm gonna need $257 billion.
No, I
So
mean,
we can
that's
also build a rocket.
you
One
can't-
easy payment.
you can't tell me the moon is real and prove it to me at the same time. You can't. Go up there and go grab some dust and bring it back to me. I bet it smells amazing.
Well, I mean, it's
But it
in the
feels
same
different.
in the same way that I can't prove to you that oxygen is real right now.
I know it's real. You know why? Because if I go into a setting that doesn't have any of it, I'm gonna die.
What?
Yeah.
How does that prove that oxygen is real right
Because it's the one thing that was missing before I died, at the time of my death. If I go into a vacuum, I'm gonna die because there was no oxygen in there.
now? Space is a vacuum.
That's why nobody can go up there.
And there's no oxygen.
That's why you can't fucking prove to me that the moon's there.
Do you believe in the firmament? Do you believe that space is a ocean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Well, my question is, what do you think you're looking at when you look in the sky? Then,
What am
if
I
it's
looking
not
at?
the moon, then what is it? Yeah, when you look in the sky and you see that round thing.
I have no idea. I
bright and
have
shiny.
no idea what it is. You know why? Because I can't assess what it is beyond just looking at it.
he just looks at the sky and is like,
That's not real.
glowing object makes Chris angry. That's it. He just goes straight to smooth brain Neanderthal when he sees the moon.
No, I know.
He's like a werewolf, but he just goes all fucking hillbilly.
No, I know it's real, but I just don't know how I can't tell you why it's real. You know what I mean?
What?
I can't.
I can't tell you why it's real.
I can't tell you why.
This is like a philosophical question.
You tell. Okay.
Why is the moon real?
I don't fucking know why. I don't know why that up there is the moon. Beyond
If the moon is not real, where does cheese come from?
Benny Keith food shows, and boy, they got a badass spread. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I
If
don't
the
know.
moon is not real, explain tides. Explain tides of the ocean.
I mean, I don't know. I have not been able to see what it does in its absence. I mean, I understand, like, oh my God, it's almost like if this table disappears, the world is going to be destroyed. How do you know?
But
because
that's
it's still
exactly
here, and then it's not destroyed yet.
Yeah, but
That
that's
was
exactly
your whole
what
oxygen
high tide
argument.
is.
But I've been able to prove an environment that doesn't have it to be able to verify life with it.
Well, I would be able to prove in an environment without the moon
Yeah, I know, and I want you to show me
that
that
it exists.
Well, show me that environment, Anthony. Explain to me.
I'm gonna die.
But my question to you is, that's the point of high tide and low tide. Is it's what the water does when the moon is not in the sky. Like when it disappears, you see what the ocean does,
The
and
moon
then when it
doesn't disappear.
reappears,
The moon's there.
you see what the ocean does. What?
The moon's there.
How do you know? Explain
But
why
it-
the moon
yeah,
is real
but
while it's
but it's on the
there.
opposite.
True.
It's on the opposite side of the planet. It goes around the planet.
Yeah, I know. So there's never a true absence of the moon to make, I mean, correlation doesn't always equate to causation.
Been watching your Ben Shapiro. haven't
Yeah,
you?
well, yeah. I mean, just because you can find a correlation doesn't mean that that's the reason why that's happening.
But you can't tell me why it's not.
I know.
You can't disprove it.
I know. Well, I mean, I know but at the same time too, I can't disprove it because I've yet to see what life is with you proving it.
2 questions. Who's the burden of proof on? And what the fuck are we proving?
I don't know.
What are we arguing about at this
Well,
point?
that's just it. The burden of proof is the burden of proof. You have to prove your. I mean,
Can you prove that it's a burden?
yeah,
I can
because we
definitely say both
we
of
don't
you
know.
are a burden.
Huh?
I can definitely say both of you are definitely a burden right now, trying to figure this out.
Anthony's
I mean,
fucking done with us.
you can't say you have to prove me wrong without being able to equally say you will prove me right. Does one happen with the other? That's true. See, you would be able to prove someone wrong the moment you prove them right, and you'd be able to prove them right if you couldn't prove them wrong.
So where does the pudding fit into this?
7 licks into a Tootsie Pop.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
I mean, think about that.
Like, I
Are you
was
technically
expecting
proving
for,
some?
like,
Well, Anthony, are you technically?
I'm waiting.
Huh?
I'm waiting for the point that like Chris finally reaches that moment where like he starts having like a nosebleed.
I'll just end with this. If somebody is proved wrong when somebody has been proven right, then is somebody proven right? Is somebody not proven to be right once someone was proven wrong? No, hold on. I can prove that you're wrong the moment I prove that I'm right. But until you can prove that I'm right, you haven't proved that I'm wrong. See what I'm saying?
I see.
So the burden of proof is applied to both.
We need to finish working on that yacht episode. We're gonna be on the yacht doing the smoking the cigars episode.
Yes.
We really need to get more funding for that one.
Yeah. That
We
one's
need some more for that.
that one's for later.
We land the helicopter on top of the yacht pad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our million subscriber special with
And
special guest Elon Musk.
And speaking of subscribers, they need to subscribe and like this,
Yes, absolutely.
this channel,
Um,
this episode.
Whatever you're watching this on, if you've made it this far, first of all, God bless you. Second of all, like, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, do whatever is appropriate
Mhm.
to help the algorithm help us get that yacht.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel guilty.
About what?
Just that y'all can't prove me wrong. And y'all think y'all are right.
I think
Also,
we're right
please-
about you being wrong. That's what I think.
Anthony, I had a lot of fun.
I'd like to make this a desperate cry for the please donate so that we maybe we can give the Tin Man a brain.
Whatever.
The Tin Man brain. I didn't know if you were saying like 10 men, like 10 men, like
A brain.
combining
Tin
10
Man.
dudes' brains into one, or like the Tin Man, like squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Or it could be a brain with 10 men
Wizard of
plugged
Oz.
into it.
And Chris he takes
To another level.
what Chris does best is he takes a snowball and he rips the layers of snow off of it, and then he packs it with barbed wire and lemon juice, and then he throws it at you.
That would be awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That would suck.
Got several of those 10 fucking barbed wire balls rolling around in my fucking brain right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to break this
Thank
episode
you.
into two episodes.
Oh yeah.
All right, well I'm done.
Alrighty, well. Until we're all better paid.
Bye.